Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Ranked Episode 6 here on F1 2020. And this first race is going to be where Alex, my teammate Mr. Binotto for FTR, tries to distract me an ungodly amount, so thank you Alex for this. I believe this race was done straight after one of our F2 races, which as per usual in the F2 cars went absolutely disastrously for me, and I hated every single minute of it, but yes, I'm going to do it every single Thursday, because why not? Anyway, we here for the first race in Brazil. We managed to get pole by a quite considerable margin over Craigie Boy, or whatever his name was. Or Craig, let's call him Craig. But now for the race, it's full wet conditions, so I'm not looking forward to this one. But it's lights out and away we go, and we get a pretty okay start. Pretty uncertain with the traction. Obviously in full wet conditions. I haven't experienced this yet in F1 cars, and the day I was recording it, so it's going to take a while to get used to the conditions. And now we hold position, so I can't really ask for any more. So we've got an ERS gamer coming up behind us, Floobsy, who decides he wants to give us absolute no space on the exit of the corner. So fair enough to him. And now we've got Craig, who decides to go up our inside. So this is a very good start to the race, as Craig runs wide and then just proceeds to cut us off. So at this point I'm thinking this is not going to end well for me, because of the just the first opening lap you can get or the first opening sector you can get a very clear indication of how dirty some drivers are and how far they're willing to go to keep you behind them. So we're going to have to take this one slow. Hopefully rely on them getting penalties. It is Brazil in the wet, so there's a very high chance of them getting penalties. Same applies for me, obviously. But hopefully you can see Craig getting a bit of a wayward exit here. We run very wide, very close to the barrier there, but as you can see coming through the final actual corner here, we lose the car massively. And yeah, we've lost our front wing. I'd put that down to me not really focusing all too much, and sort of not being used to the conditions, because full wet condition, you could get away with not having any practice on intermediates, especially speeding to the pit lane there. You could get away with like not knowing intermediate conditions for a day and then going and being relatively quickly, but full wet is a completely different story, as is proven there. For some reason we lost our front wing, even though we sort of slid along the barrier, but that's Codemasters being Codemasters. But whatever, that's a thing apparently. So yeah, this hasn't been the ideal start to the race that we would have wanted. It's hopefully, I don't think we're going to try and, I don't think we'll be able to get back 40 seconds in 4 laps. But hopefully we can pick up fastest lap. Maybe they both make a mistake and have to pit, which is actually what happens. Craigie Boy got damaged and he had to pit. Basically we're on lap 3 now. We're going to be battling away with him pretty much until the end of the Grand Prix. As he's looking very weak through here, as Floobsy says the fastest lap of a 1:22.7. Hopefully this will be a fastest lap attempt from us, but we do have a bit of traffic to contend with, as Craigie Boy just get very wayward through the corners. You see we're all over the back of him here. Unfortunately we're not able to do much. Maybe he's new to the no assists, maybe he's a traction control, or was a traction control gamer but turned it off, who knows. He's definitely likes clicking his ERS button. It's just incredible how special some people can be. It's just so dangerous following him. But luckily there's been no contact so far. We set the fastest lap of the race somehow, and now we've just got to wait for him to make a mistake. I feel I'm surprised he hasn't lost the car. The amount of times he's been weaving around. I mean, just look at what he's doing there. He's been so aggressive. There's no smoothness about his driving, and now we're hopefully trying to get past Craigie Boy, but we're not going to make a move. We're literally just going to save ERS, save fuel, save our engine temperature, and hope that he makes a mistake. Because I get the feeling that we may not be allowed to pass him. In that I mean that if we try and get past him, we're going to end up inside a wall somewhere, tasting the inside of their tyre. So we gotta bide our time now, be patient. There is only 1.5 laps left of this Grand Prix, so hopefully we're going to get him on the main straight. We do have 100% ERS to play with, which is considerably more than he will have. Obviously we can't tell how much ERS is on because the red flashing light for his car is showing, but I think he's at least below 20%. Is actually, I don't even, you know what, I got nothing. I really don't got anything for that. That's awful English, I apologise, but whatever. We managed to come home in P2, salvage that race. Luckily we didn't get taken out, we set the fastest lap of a 19.9. But yeah, that was round 1. Luckily after this one, Alex decided to sod off so we could actually concentrate, and we managed to get pole position for round 2 in Abu Dhabi. Hopefully now this is the point where we're going to have to make amends to our performances in the first race. Hopefully carry on from the success of round 5, of episode 5 rather, where we won 5 out of 5 races. Hopefully we can achieve at least 3 or 4 wins today, as this was in a completely new lobby against PJ Khalid, who was a very quick driver. As you can see, he's actually a master rank driver, so it's going to be very tough to beat him in these lobbies. You can see, well, lights out, away we go for Abu Dhabi, and we get jumped off the start, but luckily I'm not too worried about this. Abu Dhabi, you can follow other cars through. I believe he is running more aero, or less aero than us, so he's going to be considerably faster on the straights. However, as you can see, going through sector 1 here, we're going to be having a considerable advantage in the tight and twisty parts of the lap, but we're going to have to use a little bit of ERS just to stay with him for the first few laps, let him burn his ERS too, and then we are going to just use DRS to tag along to him. What we well, the one advantage we will have is through this chicane here. As you can see, he already picks up a penalty, so as long as we don't get one, we should be set to win this race and not fall outside 2 seconds. But what you can see go through the chicane that splits up the 2 main straights, or the 2 DRS straights rather, is we're considerably faster through there, and that's going to help us a lot. As you can see, we're moving on to lap 2 now, just coming around the final corner to start lap 3. This is going to be our fastest lap of the race. He sets, I don't even know what he said, it was far too quick for me to see, but we set a 1:36.6, and now DRS is enabled, but we stuck with him for another couple of laps. I didn't actually need to get past him, and going through this hairpin here, he parks on the apex quite heavily, which catches me out, so we lose the back end a bit. Whether that was a sneaky ploy by him to try and break our front wing to pull away in the final sector, who knows. But luckily it didn't work. We've got DRS, so we're going to burn all of our overtake now. He's running low on overtake. As you can see, the rear red light is flashing. That means he's below 10%. We're going to gain massively through the chicane, which is where we're a lot stronger than him. Now we're going to use overtake. I don't think we'll be able to get past him, but with the amount of ERS he's on, we actually could shape a move, and we are going to shape a move here. We'll look to the inside a little bit, but we decide to go right around the outside into the triple chicane. He comes back up our inside, but luckily that's up to him to not run into us, which I believe he did just a little bit. But now we have ascendancy, and we've still got more ERS than him, and we're going to win on track, which makes the win even nicer. And there's no way he's going to get past us in this final sector, especially with the amount of aero we're running. There's no real way he can keep up to the back of us, and that's exactly what's happening. So we're just going to round these final few corners, and this was a lovely battle that we had. It's just, even though there's 2 of us, it's nice to have a battle with someone of an equal level of you, and even potentially that's even faster than you in some tracks. But yeah, I feel like that sort of makes amends for the shenanigans that went on in Brazil. So let's hopefully we can keep this momentum going forwards into the next race, which is going to be at Austria. And as we have a look here, we are actually only 3 races away from a promotion to a safety rating of S, which is the highest safety rating you can get. I'm a clean boy when it comes to racing, so that's good. And here we are at Austria. I believe we must have invalidated our lap time, if that's why I didn't show it. So starting P2 out of 2, but it's lights out and away we go. And PJ Khalid is very quick at this track. From the lap times he set, is probably faster than I've done in the past couple of videos. I think it was like a mid 1:03. So it's going to be very tough to stay with him. We're going to have to push the envelope pretty heavily going through this track. As you can see, he's running a lot less downforce. Once again, that seems to be his preferred setup. But unfortunately, we couldn't do anything. As we're on to lap 5 now, as we're going through the final turn. We've got 4 seconds worth of penalties, even though we'd closer to the back of him. it doesn't really matter because we pushed the car too hard to try and stay with him, and unfortunately we picked up too many penalties, but I don't think we'd have won without the penalties. He was just too quick. So now we cut on to round 4 in Russia. There we go. Unfortunately we got our lap invalidated. I can't remember what it was. I think it might have been at 1 minute 30. But I'd have to check. I couldn't see, but I know that we were definitely on for provisional pole position. As you can see, the fastest lap there set by Hairball of a 1 minute 33. So we're actually going to check. Khalid did a 31.8. We did a 31.0. So yeah, we would have been on for pole by quite a margin there. But hopefully we can claw this back in the race. Hairball isn't as quick as us too, so he's going to be a cork in the bottle for intents and purposes as we get out of the way for the race. And I'm already making a mistake here, because I was changing my front brake bias in the starting part of the race, like when the lights were going out. We kept it in lean for half of the straight, unfortunately, so that sort of affected our ability to get past Hairball, which is going to definitely hamper us, because now Khalid's past him and he can run away quite quickly with this one. And with Russia, the amount of penalties that we can pick up, we've just got to keep it clean and hope that Khalid gets one. But we've sort of got the we've now got to deal with Hairball, and Khalid should at least pull 1 second to 1.5 seconds on this lap alone, because we're stuck in the dirty air of P2. So not an ideal start, but hopefully we can get past Hairball, hopefully on this straight here. If not, it will be the main straight. We don't want to be stuck behind him until the final lap, as you can see here. We managed to get up the inside of Hairball, probably not using ERS to fight it. And as you can see, we get past to a relative ease there. Now we've got to hunt down PJ Khalid. The reason I was upping the brake bias is because in the qualifying lap, I had a lot of trouble through the chicane. And as you can see, cut on to lap 5 again, literally nothing happened. We caught up to Khalid, but there wasn't enough time left in the Grand Prix to make something happen. But yes, Russia is a very problematic track, as you saw from when I was, if you watched the career mode video we did, I explained basically the problem in there, but yeah. Now we move on to the final race of the video, here at Bahrain. So far this hasn't been a totally successful session. We only have 1 win to our name, which is kind of annoying, but we get pole in Bahrain. It's actually the full layout for once in one of these ranked videos, and there are a lot of competitive people in this lobby. As you're going to see from the qualifying times when we get onto them, it's very close between P1, 2 and 3, not even 300ths in it, so very close lobby. So it should be a pretty decent race, as a phone number joins us and it's lights out and away we go for Bahrain, and we get a pretty decent launch. And yeah, that happened. So that was our race over, because our Xbox decided that we weren't racing in Bahrain. So yeah, you know, I wasn't too mad about that, because if you go back and watch the video, it sounds like the Gianori meme. It sounds like the introduction to that, which made me laugh quite considerably. But unfortunately we've dropped a little bit of rating for that. As you can see, we're only 2,320,